It's Tuesday. It's live. So it must be Coach Young, the man who loves the sound of his own voice. Hell, you know what week it is even? It's Thanksgiving week. So we're going to actually talk about what we're going to give thanks for. But before we give thanks, I must rail upon the last couple weeks. Yes. Before the questions roll in, yes. I've lost 2 straight to the gold division. Does that make me happy? No. But that's okay. We'll rectify that later in the season. Now, in fact, this week we're going up against a gold division member who we destroyed. Literally ripped the spine right out of him and threw it on the ground and pissed on it. But that's okay. I'm going to relax a little bit. We should have beat the gold standard, but we didn't. That was my fault. Last week, clearly I was outraged. But that's okay. After some deep reflection, I've understood one very important thing. I did not make sure that Tom Brady was slotted in the correct slot before his allotted time playing. That is my fault. There were some rumors about this week about Reggie Bush not making the plane. That's not true. He actually did show up. He didn't feel good, so he wasn't able to actually do anything for us, but that's okay. And before you ask, no, I'm not worried about the rest of the season. Cameraman apparently is worried, but I am not. So, let's get down to what I'm thankful for before we get back to finally answering some of your questions. By the way, lifewithjustin.com/FFF for all your FFF needs. Now, what I'm thankful for is the very talented players that I have. So, fellas, I'm going to tell which one of you, there's actually 3 of you, who will be able to sit for the next 2 weeks. That's right, 3 star players and 4 other players are going to get to sit their ass on the bench and watch our second string team play. Pay attention, and study to make sure that you're healthy and you're aware for the playoffs to start. So, Jones Drew, you can have a seat. Reggie Bush, you can have a seat. Tom Brady, you can have a seat. Reggie Wayne, you, sir, also can have a seat. In fact, all 4 members of the defensive squad that plays by themselves, you 4 also can take a seat. Jay Cutler, I know I was hard on you. I know I was very, very hard on you. But that's okay. I'm going to give you the go-ahead start for the next 2 weeks. And Lee Evans, you've been a little wishy-washy. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a start next week, too. And you know what? The truth is, Reggie Bush, you're going to have to play. Because you're hit or miss, and I need to see more hit than miss. All right. Now, I know some of you are going, hey, Coach Young, sounds like you're throwing some games, but let me be clear. I'm not throwing any games. The next 2 games, one's against the Sawyer Pilots, and the actual next game is against the Swamp Balls. Now, both of these teams are in a very important position. They are currently both beating the Deezies for Seasies and keeping them out of the playoffs. Now, in order to keep them in a viable position, I'm going to have to go ahead and lose a couple games. That's right. Now, I know it sounds like I'm throwing the games, but in all actuality, Coach Young, in his own mind, is a winner. Why? Because one of his goals every year is to actually let that fat, cheese fry eating motherfucker stay at home and eat what he likes, his cheese fries, and watch the playoffs on TV. That's right, Deezies. Enjoy the view from the fucking couch. Now let's get to some questions. Question number 1 from Detroit, Michigan. You promised to destroy the gold division this year, every time you've lost the last 2. Now, I've already addressed this. I did lose the last 2. The one was a fluke. The second one, which the man thinks I should have respect for him now for beating me. I would just like to make a couple things clear on that. Empty jug of respect. I have now an empty jar of respect. And, of course, from last week, the completely empty jar. No respect for that guy. All he does is cheat to win. Now, I apparently was so enraged after losing to the gold standard that I went ahead and paid no attention and let some menial piece of shit Dolphin team beat the ex-cons. That's my fault. But that ain't happening twice. And I'm guessing, motherfucker, that's right, I'm guessing, motherfucker, that you and me are going to be in the playoffs. And I'm not going to be sleeping at the wheel this time. My team is going to steamroll your ass. So pray that you actually don't meet me in the playoffs, because when I do, I will this time shit down your throat. Next question. It's Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? I'll tell you what I'm thankful for. I have a roommate. Everybody knows this. They keep calling her my wife. Whatever. I have a roommate. I do love her deeply. She's one of my best friends. She's a great lover. She's a great woman. And understand this important fact. Without her love and leaving the house on Tuesdays, I couldn't present you with these. So stop bitching, people, and understand my roommate's a beautiful, loving, caring person who seems to think it's a better idea for her not to be here tonight on Tuesdays than actually be here. So I can bring you these wonderful webcasts, which I know you love because you tune in week in and week out to see fat old me. All right, last question for the night. Do you have any respect for the Dolphins? Apparently the last question of the night was something I already said. Look, the guy wanted me to shatter in a bet this jar of lack of respect. As you can see, it still exists. Why? Because I even have less respect for him now. Why do I have less respect for that hunk of garbage? Well, it's very simple. That jackass couldn't accept a simple bet. The simple bet which would make the league better. That simple bet being that the rest of the defense, those 4 players that I'm sitting for the next 2 weeks, would not exist in any league going forward that we play in. He had no respect in his own team. He thought he would lose. He voted. He voted in the coaches poll that we would win. No respect for his own team. No respect for his own team. No respect for me. Now, I'm going to end it on this note, and it's something that I think is very, very important to note. And that would be, I'm looking at you, Deezies. That would be something very, very important. Enjoy eating cheese fries on your motherfucking couch, you motherfucking cocksucker. Peace, fucker!